I'm here with Marko Lehtimäki at the Donut Labs booth, and I heard an announcement yesterday by your company that was just fantastic, and I'm very interested in your technology. So I'd like, if you don't mind, for you to explain a little bit and how it works when incorporated into this Verge motorcycle.
Sure. Yeah, so Verge TS Pro uses already our motors here. So it's an in-wheel motor, it's a rim motor, what we say, how we call it.
So, I've also heard the term Hubless.
Yeah, it's Hubless rim motor. So it's normally you have in-wheel motors in the hub. This is, in the rim, and that gives so much more power and torque to the motor because the materials are on a larger radius. And so this motor right here produces 1,000 Newton meters torque.
Newton meters?
Yeah.
Okay.
And up to 200 horsepower in our Ultra model.
In a relatively small machine, that's a lot of horse. Can I ask a couple questions about how this is implemented? So the point of rotation is between this and this?
Yeah. So stationary part is here. And then the
rotating part is this?
Exactly, yes.
So, and now, is there any physical point of contact between those two pieces, or is it magnetically separated?
Yeah, it's magnetically separated.
So there's no physical friction. There's magnetic friction, but no physical friction, which also helps with performance,
absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
And so this is an extremely efficient design, I would say, plus instant torque. And high power.
Yeah, I mean, so this is approximately 3 times more torque and power than the per kilogram. So power density and torque density versus the next best motor in the world. So it's
on a motorcycle?
Better. No, period. Like anywhere. Yeah.
Impressive. Okay.
Yeah.
So I see these 3 large electrical cables coming in. They're providing electricity to the motor?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so the battery is up front here?
Yeah, battery is this whole bottom part of the vehicle. So you don't need to make space for motor and everything because the motor is in the wheel, so we can use the entire space for battery.
Okay. Can we talk a little bit about the battery technology?
Sure, yeah.
How many kilowatt hours does that battery store?
There's 2 variants. There's this variant that is 20 kilowatt hours, and then there's a 33.3 kilowatt hour variant that was announced just yesterday, which is 350 miles.
Of range?
Yes.
On a single charge?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Solid-state battery?
Well, yes. I mean, this is officially the world's first vehicle shipping to customers that has solid-state battery in it. And that allows us not just to give almost double the range that was, Verge broke the Guinness World Record last year with the longest range on a motorcycle. Now they are almost doubling it thanks to our solid-state battery. But also that provides Verge bikes with less than 10-minute charge time, 0 to full. Versus the industry-leading 35 minutes that it used to be before, which was already way more than the competitors. Now it's down to less than 10 minutes. And on top of that, the cycle life that is normally in cars maybe 2,000, 3,000 cycles, this is 100,000 cycles. So that's like probably 30 lifetimes of a motorcycle. So you never have to worry about babying the battery or worrying if you can let it go to 100% or 0. It doesn't mind. You can do whatever you want, charge it to full, let it go to 0 as many times as you want. It doesn't degrade.
This is very impressive. Let me ask a couple practical questions and then get into the battery tech. Practical questions, when you charge, what are you charging from or on?
Yeah, it's an ACS in the US. So,
an ACS, like you can go to a Tesla charger?
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
And it will accept a charge from a Tesla charger?
Yes, absolutely.
Got it. And so what is the max rate it will charge in kilowatts?
I think it's somewhere around 200.
200 kilowatts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like a Tesla.
10C, yeah. That's 10C. That with that rate, you go below 10 minutes, yeah.
That is impressive. Okay, now the battery technology is solid state.
Yes.
And you've announced some power densities that are incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not just, so if I run through the specs quickly, we have 400 watt hours per kilogram. We have full charge on the cell level, we can get to 5 minutes. So then it depends on the cooling and everything in the battery pack, whether you get to 5 or 10 or whatever. But 5 minutes is the fastest charge possibility. As mentioned, 100,000 cycles. So that's 10 lifetimes of a car as well. And the other incredible things are that, of course, with motorcycles you don't take them to like deep freeze or anything. But if you're using these batteries in cars, even at like 25 or 30 minus Fahrenheit, it will have 99% of capacity.
Even so, the reason you can do that is there's no liquid in the battery. It's solid state.
Yeah, so 200 Fahrenheit to minus 30 Fahrenheit, it's 99 point something capacity.
That is impressive. So, do you have to precondition the battery like a car might?
Not at all. And actually, what we've done even is that normally you cannot get lithium-ion batteries to zero.
Right, we know about that. 5% is the lowest we like to go.
Yeah, this can go 0.0.
And the battery doesn't get damaged?
No, then you can go with 5C charging from the next moment without warming it up or anything. It just takes it like nothing.
Wow. So,
yeah, absolutely, to 100%.
And that does not harm the battery for consistent charging to 100%?
100,000 cycles with that, yeah.
So that's the difference also between lithium-ion and other technologies in solid state?
Not with all solid state, but with ours, yes.
And can you say a little more about your solid state technology, or is it all proprietary? What makes it so special?
I could tell you, but I'd have to kill you. So,
okay. This podcast is not worth it.
So no, we're not sharing about the chemistry. We do have our trade secrets about the manufacturing techniques as well as the materials. Of course, obviously, some will soon. When they get one of these into their hands, they will sweep and do some analysis and everything. But that can happen then. But right now, we've decided, we are the first. We are moving fast. We don't want to share all of our trade secrets to all the competitors immediately.
I fully understand that and appreciate that. So with this really high power density and the solid state technology, can you talk about the safety of these batteries relative to others in industry?
Yeah, that's the other thing that so there's no risk of thermal runaway, so it won't ignite. I mean, even if you shoot through it or do whatever you want to the cell, it will be just fine. It just loses the capacity from the area where you shot. But yeah, so there's no risk, and that's actually a huge thing, for not just for automotive, but we also putting these into grid storage and charging stations and all those energy storage places. So
whole home batteries.
Absolutely, yeah. This is going into all kinds of places now. So they're not having to worry that it will catch fire is a huge thing.
Fantastic. So we see this implemented on a motorcycle, and you're working with Verge to do that.
Yeah.
Other vehicles right now that you're working?
Well, actually, WattEV, they provide this skateboard platform to 100 plus OEMs already. They do commercial vehicles, sports cars, or it's a modular skateboard platform for car manufacturers. It comes now with donut motors and the solid state battery since today. So any of the customers of Watt that wants to utilize this technology, they can do a drop-in replacement to their existing cars.
Got it. Fantastic. So it sounds like your goal is to get into as many platforms and other uses as possible.
Yeah, I mean, it seems we cannot help it because last year we announced this incredible motor family, and we got like 500 OEMs talk to us throughout the show. 5 days. Now, before we started today at 9 a.m., before the show even started, we had over 1,000 OEMs that had reached out to us already since yesterday's announcement. So it is going literally to data grids, balancing, to charging stations, to marine, to drones, to everywhere. And we're happy to do business with everybody.
I love to see this kind of technology proliferate, and I'm glad you guys are out front. Is there any question I didn't ask that you'd like to get information out about your product? Or
maybe capacity, because a lot of people wonder, like, okay, when can you go to big scale or whatever? So we are already at gigawatt hour level. We are going to tens of gigawatt hours next year. And if any large OEM needs even more capacity, we can ramp up. And there's no basically ceiling to our ability to ramp up. So the bigger the project, the happier we are. So we're happy to work with everybody.
Fantastic. Marko, it's been a pleasure, and I appreciate the time you spent with me today, and good luck, all the best with this.
Thanks.
I'd like to see you succeed.
Thank you so much.